Imagine a single, silent moment. You stand on steady ground. Then it isn't. The planet suddenly stops spinning. The ground lurches. Momentum hurls everything east. A person becomes a projectile. First consequence: raw physics, not panic. This essay covers 5 minutes of chaos. We'll examine air, water, rocks, the magnetic field, and day and night. At the equator, Earth's rim speed is about 1,600 kilometers per hour. We don't feel it because the air and oceans move with us. It's one system, until the spin halts. The first disaster is the air. The atmosphere, a vast ocean of gas, is not rigidly attached to the planet's surface. It moves with the Earth due to friction and inertia. When the solid Earth stops, the air does not. It continues its eastward journey at the speed of the planet's former rotation. Near the equator, this means winds of over 1,600 kilometers per hour. This is faster than the speed of sound. A devastating sonic boom would circle the globe. These are not winds like a hurricane. They are a force of pure abrasion, like a colossal sandblaster, scouring the surface clean. The effect would be immediate and total. Every human-made structure would be annihilated. Skyscrapers would be toppled, then pulverized into dust. Houses, bridges, roads, forests would be flattened in an instant. The trees would be ripped from the ground and shredded into splinters. The topsoil from entire continents would be stripped away and thrown into the atmosphere. The sky would darken, not with clouds, but with the very substance of the world's surface. The friction between this hyper-fast wind and the stationary ground would generate immense heat. Fires would spontaneously erupt across the globe. The second disaster follows the wind. It is the movement of the planet's water. The Earth's spin creates a centrifugal force. This force causes a slight equatorial bulge. The oceans bulge with it. Water is pulled from the poles to the equator. Sea levels are naturally higher there. If Earth stops spinning, that force vanishes. Gravity becomes the main force shaping oceans. Gravity pulls everything toward Earth's center. Without the bulge, water starts to migrate. It seeks a new equilibrium. The migration would be violent. The oceans respond with immense momentum. A colossal surge moves from equator to poles. A global tsunami of unimaginable scale forms. Coastal cities would see the sea recede, starting with Singapore, Quito, Nairobi. Then a wall of water from the east would crash over them. The entire ocean would keep moving. It floods relentlessly north. It floods relentlessly south. The world map rewrites in minutes. The third disaster happens deep within the Earth, and, the planet's crust is not a single, solid shell. It is a mosaic of tectonic plates that float on a semi-molten mantle. The sudden halt of the planet's rotation would deliver an unimaginable shock to this delicate system. The inertia would not just affect the air and water. The momentum of the crust itself would cause it to buckle and fracture. The massive, continent-sized plates would grind against each other with horrifying force. It would be as if the brakes were slammed on a system that has been in motion for over 4 billion years. The consequences would be geologic chaos. This stress would trigger earthquakes on a scale that has never been recorded. Not just one earthquake, but thousands of them, simultaneously, all over the world. Every fault line on the planet would rupture. Cities located on or near plate boundaries, such as San Francisco, Tokyo, Istanbul, would be obliterated by shaking far beyond any scale they were designed to withstand. The shaking would not be a tremor. It would be a violent, continuous convulsion of the ground itself. The final two disasters unfold more subtly but are just as profound. First is the collapse of our planet's invisible shield. The Earth is protected by a magnetic field generated by the motion of its molten iron core. This rotation of the core, acting like a dynamo, creates the magnetosphere. This field deflects most of the harmful solar wind and cosmic radiation that streams through space. If the Earth stops spinning, the dynamo would falter. The magnetic field would weaken dramatically, or perhaps even collapse entirely. In the first 5 minutes, this shield would begin to fray, letting in a new and invisible threat. Without this protection, The surface of the Earth would be bombarded by high-energy particles from the sun and deep space. The sky might light up with permanent, intense auroras across the entire globe, a beautiful but deadly spectacle. This radiation is harmful to all forms of life. It would damage DNA, leading to mutations and cancers. It would also destroy our technology. The intense radiation would fry the circuits of satellites, power grids, and any electronic device that had somehow survived the physical destruction. Communication and power across the planet would cease.